You are meant to see this for a reason. Archangel Michael is tired of whispering. He's shouting now. Heaven has a gift, but if you keep scrolling, you're going to lose it. This moment is not random. You are here because heaven has appointed it. Yes, you. The one whose eyes are reading these words. This is not coincidence. This is not a scroll through. This is a spiritual ambush, divinely orchestrated, perfectly timed, supernaturally precise. There are no accidents in the realm of the spirit, and the fact that you've landed here is evidence enough that the heavens are not whispering today. Oh, this is not a gentle nudge. This is a shout, a holy interruption, a divine detour from the noise of your day, and if you miss it, you may never hear it again in this form. Archangel Michael is not standing in the shadows anymore. He is not softly tugging at your conscience, hoping you'll listen. He is shouting across the veil. He is raising his voice over the noise of doubt, distraction, and delay. He has been patient. He has waited. But now the moment has come. What hath been delayed cannot be delayed any longer. Heaven is moving. And you, yes, you, are being summoned to listen. Not later. Not when it's convenient. But now. This message is not for everyone. No, it's not for the curious or the casual. It's for the called, the chosen, the marked ones who feel a sudden stirring in their chest as they read, the ones whose spirit leapt, even slightly, when they saw the title, the ones who feel as though this message is reading them. If that's you, keep reading, because if you walk away now, if you scroll past, if you dismiss the whisper now turn to a roar, you risk forfeiting something heaven placed in your path. There is a gift waiting to be delivered, but it will not be handed to the distracted. It will not be given to the disobedient. It will not be released to those who treat this like a trend. The condition is clear. Be still. Be obedient. Be sensitive. Heaven is talking, and it's not using subtle language anymore. This is your moment. And if you keep scrolling, you might just scroll past the very answer you've been praying for. Type I to Kim listening in the comments if your spirit knows this is for you. Blessing code 333 is now awakened over your life. Archangel Michael is no longer whispering. He is shouting through the veil. And this message, this moment, this very breath in time, it is not a delay. It is destiny. This is not a message for tomorrow. This is not for later. This is not for the someday you keep postponing your breakthrough to. This is for now. Right now. The realm of heaven has broken into your timeline, not with a whisper of suggestion, but with a divine shout. A shout from the warrior of God, Archangel Michael, who stands armored in celestial fire and holy command, raising his voice so loud that even the distractions surrounding you tremble. You felt the stirring. You sensed the shift. You've noticed how things around you aren't quite the same, how the ordinary has felt disrupted, how the people in your life have grown distant, how time itself feels like it's speeding up. That's not just life. That's heaven aligning. That's the spiritual realm speaking. That's Archangel Michael, the captain of the Lord's army, lifting his sword and sounding the alarm. He tried to whisper. He tried to gently tug your spirit into stillness. But you've been surrounded by too much noise. You've been bombarded by too many lies. Though now he's shouting, not out of anger, but urgency. He is warning. He is declaring. He is standing at the edge of your atmosphere with a message that must not be ignored. Heaven is no longer waiting for you to be ready. Heaven is moving with or without your convenience. And the ones who delay, they will watch from afar as others rise. But you are not watching anymore. You are being summoned. And if your spirit is awake, you already feel it. The pull, the petir, the prophetic push. Because within the next 24 hours, signs will begin to unfold. Yes, within 24 hours, signs, confirmations, interruptions, conversations, and strange timings will begin to appear. But these are not coincidences. They are coordinates, markers, proof that the message you're hearing now is not digital, it is divine. And it is demanding a response from your spirit. This is a divine interruption, a holy collision with your ordinary day, a sudden stop to your scroll, your thoughts, your assumptions. Because this moment, right here, is not for the multitude. It is for the chosen. It is for the awakened. It is for the ones whose name is echoing in heaven right now. You feel it, don't you? A pause, a wait, the goosebumps, the lump in your throat, the pressure behind your eyes. Your body knows. Your soul knows. Your spirit knows. Because heaven's voice is thundering, and you are no longer permitted to be numb. Hear this. Not everyone will recognize the voice of heaven. Not everyone will receive what you are being offered. Many will keep scrolling and miss the very thing they were crying out for in secret. But you are here. You are listening. And if you stay, if you obey, if you lean in just a little longer, what you discover next will change the direction of everything. So stand still. Let every other sound be silenced. Let the noise of the world be drowned out. Archangel Michael hath been released into this moment for you. This is not an algorithm. This is alignment. You are not here by chance. You are not hearing this by luck. You were drawn in by divine design. Your next 24 hours are about to confirm everything. Type I to Chem awake if you can feel the pull in your spirit. Lesson code 444 is surrounding you now. There is a reason you've been restless. There is a reason peace keeps slipping through your fingers. Something in the shadows has been watching you, whispering about you, planning around you. You haven't imagined it. That shift you've been feeling isn't just mood or coincidence. It's spiritual turbulence. It's your spirit picking up signals that your mind can't yet translate. It's the murmurs of those who smiled in your face but are silently unnerved by your becoming. They've sensed the change in you, but they don't know what it is. They feel the rumble in your atmosphere, but they can't trace its source. So they guess. They speculate. And they whisper. Yes, they've been whispering. Behind your back. Around closed doors. In silent glances and double-edged conversations. Not because you've done anything wrong, but because you've done something right. You stirred the unseen. You threatened comfort zone. You stepped into a realm of alignment they don't understand, and because they can't define it, they fear it. And their fear has bred envy. Their confusion has birthed resistance. They sense that something is rising in you, but they can't control it. And what people can't control, they often try to contain, through words, manipulation, silence, or slander. You felt the shift in relationships, haven't you? Conversations have grown colder. Messages have gone unanswered. Invitations have become sparse. You've looked around and wondered why people who once supported you now seem distant, uninterested, or silently competing. It's not paranoia. It's prophecy. The closer you get to your unlocking, the more the hidden things start to surface. Spiritual warfare often manifests through emotional disruption. And right now, there are secret eyes watching. There are watchers, not supporters, who monitor your every move not out of love but out of calculation. They are not clapping for your growth. They are waiting for your stumble. But here's what they don't know. You're not who you were. And even though the enemy has tried to make you question yourself, your worth, your purpose, your clarity, you survived too much to be shaken by shadow games. You've walked through fires that should have consumed you. You've endured seasons where your voice was muffled, your confidence shattered, your prayers raw and broken. But still, you're here. Still standing. Still fighting. Still believing. That's why your peace has been under attack. Because peace is the platform for power. If the enemy can keep you emotionally unstable, he can delay your discernment. And if your discernment is fogged, you won't see the opportunities heaven is placing in front of you. That's the game. Confuse you enough to blind you. Tire you enough to tame you. But no more. This message is your confirmation. What your spirit hath been sensing is real. The betrayal. Real. The unseen resistance. Real. The warfare around your name. Real. But so is the hand of God surrounding you. So is the divine defense encamped around your purpose. So is the promise that no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Not the whispers. Not the watchers. Not the sabotage. What was meant to emotionally disrupt you is now being exposed by divine revelation. Because you cannot walk into your next level blind. The veil is being torn. The truth is being revealed. And though it may hurt to see it, it will heal you to know it. You were not born to be liked. You were born to be launched. And what they don't understand, heaven is about to announce. Type "I am chosen" in the comments if this exposed something you needed to hear. Blessing code 666 is now surrounding your steps. If this word is confirming what your spirit has felt in secret, I invite you to take part in the mission to spread heaven's voice even further. When you sow into this ministry, whether through a YouTube super thanks, membership, or PayPal, you're not just giving to a platform. You're planting into a prophetic moment. As it is written, give, and it shall be given to you, good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. This is not a donation. This is a divine transaction. A river begins to flow when you release your seed, a river of breakthrough, clarity, and favor. I feel this strongly for someone. What you make happen for the kingdom, heaven is about to make happen for you. Your support fuels the message, but more importantly, it unlocks blessings in your own life. The link to give via PayPal is in the video description below. Don't delay. Move prophetically. Release the seed. Reap the harvest. Be a part of this divine assignment. Type "I take him sowing into heaven" if you're stepping into obedience. Blessing code 8855 is now activated over your giving. You've been in a war that wasn't loud, but it was lethal. You've been attacked in silence, targeted without warning, and tested beyond reason. And the reason is this: you are chosen. You are marked. You are becoming too powerful to go unnoticed. Hear this now. Your conflict is not random. Your pain has never been meaningless. What you've been walking through, fighting through, praying through, it's not punishment, it's prophecy. There is a war around your name because there is weight on your life. You've been asking, why does it feel like everything is pressing against me at once? But the better question is, why now? Why has the warfare intensified right at the edge of your obedience? Why do your greatest attacks come right after your deepest prayers? Because the enemy knows what you're carrying. He's studied your blueprint. He's overheard the announcements made in the heavenly courts concerning your future. He has seen the light forming around your name, the light of authority, of assignment, of holy distinction. And he is terrified. Terrified not just of who you are, but of who you are becoming. But child of God, I must tell you, your struggle is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of favor. You are not cursed, you are called. You are not broken, you are building. You are not being punished, you are being prepared. Every delay, every betrayal, every disappointment, they are all a part of a bigger spiritual blueprint, one the enemy cannot decode but keeps trying to disrupt. You've been asking heaven for answers, but heaven has been watching your reaction. Because what's happening in your life right now is not just about your situation. It's a divine test, a sacred observation. Heaven is watching how you respond to what hell sends. Your silence is being measured. Your restraint is being recorded. Your obedience is being weighed on divine scales. And what you do next will allot what comes next. Understand this. The resistance you are feeling is a spiritual confirmation of your rising. You have become dangerous to darkness. You have become a threat to territories that were once comfortable with your silence. But something has shifted in you. You've outgrown smallness. You've broken cycles. You've walked away from patterns that kept you bound. And that shift has drawn fire. This is not an earthly conflict. This is spiritual warfare, a fight not against flesh and blood, but against powers and principalities that are furious. Your eyes are opening. They wanted you blind. They wanted you quiet. They wanted you lost in fear and confusion. But you kept seeking. You kept knocking. You kept praying. And now the heavens are responding. Now the angels are aligning. Now Archangel Michael is stepping in with his sword drawn, not because you are weak, but because you are worthy of divine protection. Don't misread the chaos. Don't misinterpret the delay. This is not evidence that God has forgotten you. This is evidence that you are a divine target, a kingdom asset, the soul that hell couldn't take out. You survived what others did. You've endured what others ran from. You stayed when you could have left. And heaven has seen it all. The resistance is real, but the covering is greater. The conflict is fierce, but your calling is fiercer. There are angels on assignment. There is oil on your head. There is purpose in your pain. So don't collapse. Don't retreat. Don't let temporary disruption convince you to abort eternal destiny. Heaven is watching, and your response is your weapon. Type "I will not fold" in the comments if this just exposed your warfare. Blessing code 777 is overtaking your enemy now. This is not just a word of encouragement. It is a prophetic warning. This is not just a comfort for your soul. It is a countdown in the spirit. You need to hear this clearly. Someone is plotting. Someone is preparing, and heaven is sounding the alarm, not to scare you, but to position you. You are being watched, not just by angels, but by those who have quietly set their hearts against your rise. They've seen the shift in your spirit. They've heard your silence and mistaken it for weakness. But what they don't realize is this: silence in the spirit often comes before divine disruption. Archangel Michael has not lifted his voice for no reason. He's shouting now because heaven knows what your natural eyes do not. You are being circled, spiritually, emotionally, relationally, and the enemy is laying traps, hoping you walk into them unaware. But God, in His mercy, sends this message to intercept what hell hoped would be a surprise. And let me make this clear: within the next 72 hours, the pressure will intensify. Not subtly, not quietly. You will feel the weight of warfare tightening. Conversations will shift. People will act strangely. Circumstances will test you. But this is not a sign to panic. This is a signal to prepare. Heaven is alert. The realm of the Spirit is active. And this pressure is not coming to destroy you. It's coming to position you. But you must discern it. You must not mislabel it. You must not react in the flesh when the pressure hits your emotions. Because heaven is holding back certain truths, not to deceive you, but to test you. What you don't know right now is being used to reveal what's really in you. There is a plot forming, yes, but there is also a promise unfolding. There is warfare rising, yes, but there is also weaponry waiting. The enemies you thought were done, they've just begun. But the weapons God has prepared for you have been forged in silence, hidden in prayer, sharpened by fasting. You are more equipped than you realize. But you must stay alert. You must stay aligned. You must not let your emotions speak louder than your discernment. Here is the strategy of the enemy: to make you move prematurely, to make you speak too soon, to bait you into battles that God never assigned, to wear you out before the blessing breaks open. But Archangel Michael is warning you now: do not react. Respond in the Spirit. Withdraw from unnecessary conflict. Guard your responses. Heaven is fighting on your behalf, but your silence will be your strength in this next phase. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes, it will feel as though you are surrounded. Yes, you will be tempted to lash out, to expose, to retaliate. But don't. There is something far more powerful happening beneath the surface. Something heaven has not yet revealed. The pressure is only rising because the promotion is near. The tension is only increasing because the transition is moments away. The enemy wouldn't press this hard if you weren't standing on the edge of something massive. He wouldn't activate this level of chaos unless you were inches away from unlocking destiny. He's hoping you lose control. He's hoping you collapse. He's hoping you let your emotions abort your assignment. But heaven is warning you now, with urgency, with love, and with divine clarity: do not be moved. The storm may rise. The pressure may build. The whispers may increase. But remember this: God knows what they're planning, and He is already dismantling it in the unseen. You just have to hold the line. Type "I take him" standing still in the comments if you refuse to fold under pressure. Blessing code 1717 is now commanding the angels to move on your behalf. This battle is not yours to fight with flesh. This storm is not yours to calm with striving. What is rising against you is too spiritual to be silenced with natural weapons. And that is why heaven is stepping in, but you must be still. Hear these words with your spirit. Do not react. Retreat into the secret place. Do not retaliate. Remain in stillness. The fight that is forming around your name is not yours to manage. The confrontation, the betrayal, the slander, the pressure, these are not accidents. They are assignments. But not every assignment is yours to carry. Some are being handled in the realm you cannot see, by forces you cannot touch, with weapons that are not made by human hands. Archangel Michael, the commander of angelic hosts, is not only shouting, he is fighting. He is warring on your behalf. His sword is drawn. His eyes are fixed. And his command is simple. Do not move in the flesh. The temptation to speak up, let it pass. The desire to explain yourself, let it die. The need to correct the lies, confront the gossip, clear your name. Leave it to heaven. What you want to say right now might cost you the victory heaven is about to deliver. Heaven's strategy in this hour is silence and stillness. Withdraw. Observe. Let them show themselves. The same people who set traps for you will fall into their own snares. The same lips that spoke against you will be silenced by divine exposure. But if you interfere, if you jump ahead of God, you will step into a battle you weren't meant to fight. You'll lose energy meant for the elevation. You'll lose time meant for transformation. Let the Lord fight for you. He sees all. He knows all. He knows the motives behind their masks. He knows the secret deals made in darkness. He knows what was said about you when you weren't in the room. And while it hurts to know you were targeted, it's comforting to know you are covered. Yes, you are covered. You are shielded. You are hidden in light. The kind of light that cannot be dimmed. The kind of light that blinds the enemy when they try to find you. The kind of light that becomes fire when darkness tries to touch what belongs to God. You've been thinking that because it's quiet, God must not be moving. But heaven does its best work in silence. What you call delay is actually divine defense. Listen carefully. Not every battle deserves your breath. Not every insult deserves your energy. Not every attack requires a reaction. When God has His hand on your life, the enemy will do everything to provoke you out of position. But when you remain still, when you remain silent, when you trust the strategy of heaven, you allow divine justice to unfold in power. Withdraw for a moment. Hello. Go quiet. Go deep in prayer. Speak only when the Holy Spirit tells you to speak. Move only when heaven gives the command. And while you wait, affirm this truth. I am not alone. I am surrounded. I am protected. Heaven is fighting for me. Repeat it until your spirit believes it. Say it until your emotions calm down. Declare it until the anxiety breaks. You're not losing. You're being led. And what's waiting on the other side of your obedience is greater than the temporary satisfaction of defending yourself. Let God speak for you. Let the angels surround you. Let stillness become your greatest weapon. Type I am covered in the comments if you're ready to trust heaven's strategy. Blessing code 2929 is now encamping divine protection around your home, your heart, and your future. You are no longer who they think you are. Heaven has seen the breaking, but now it is revealing the becoming. The version of you that was once overlooked, underestimated, and opposed is rising. And there's no going back. Let this truth sink deep into your spirit. You have outgrown the pit they tried to keep you in. The chains that once held you are now shattered. The mindsets that once crippled you are now gone. You are no longer operating from the place of survival. You are stepping into the posture of dominion. Your silence was not weakness. It was sacred preparation. Heaven wasn't ignoring you. Heaven was fortifying you in secret. The spiritual realm recognized this shift long before people did. That's why the warfare increased. That's why old friends started to act strange. That's why environments you used to be comfortable in suddenly started to feel suffocating. Because you've outgrown what was designed to contain a former version of you. And the enemy hates that he no longer has access to the vulnerable version of you that tolerated disrespect, carried shame, and begged for validation. Now your wings are unfolding. Now the fire inside you is rising. Now the glory on your life is beginning to shine through the cracks of your past. You've been tried in the fire, but you're coming out as gold. You've been buried in silence, but that silence has grown roots. And now comes the blue. You don't need to prove your power. Your presence will announce it. You don't need to explain your growth. The fruit will testify. You don't need to convince people you've changed. The anointing on your life will confirm it. You have entered a season where your transformation is your weapon. The same people who whispered about your breakdown will now witness your breakthrough. This is your rising. This is your unveiling. This is the moment where you walk unapologetically in who God has shaped you to be. Not the version that people tried to define. Not the image they projected on you. Not the label they tried to lock you in. But the real, refined, resurrected you. You've broken the victim mindset. You've severed the cycle of people-pleasing. You've laid down the fear that used to paralyze you. And now you walk in boldness. And now you speak with clarity. Now you move with heaven's wind at your back. It's time to elevate. No more thinking. No more explaining. No more fitting into boxes that heaven never designed for you. The pain was real. The tears were valid. But so is the power now resting on your shoulders. So is the fire now burning in your bones. So is the mantle now hovering over your head. And let me say this clearly, this empowerment is not pride. It's prophecy. It's not arrogance. It's assignment. You're not just rising for you. You're rising for everyone attached to your voice, your journey, your legacy. They won't know how to break free until you show them how. They won't believe restoration is possible until they watch you walk in it. You are not behind. You are right on time. You are not abandoned. You are handpicked. You are not average. You are anointed. Let them talk. Let them doubt. Let them stay where they are. But you are rising. And no force of hell, no chain of man, no whisper of the enemy can stop what God has started. Type "I am rising" in the comments if you're done shrinking to fit places you've outgrown. Blessing code 1818 is releasing boldness and elevation over your life. You thought it was an attack, but it was an unlocking. You thought the pressure was trying to crush you, but it was actually putting you in a position. What felt like breaking was actually the birthing of your next level. And now, heaven is revealing why everything had to happen the way it did. There is a divine explanation behind your recent storms, your hidden warfare, your sleepless nights, and your internal wrestling. And now Archangel Michael declares it plainly. This has not been an accident. This has been an activation. Heaven has been orchestrating every delay, every denial, every disruption for one divine reason, to unlock what had been buried in you for far too long. Your purpose, your assignment, your name, your voice. It was never just about surviving the pain. It was about pulling out the prophecy that has been sealed within you since before you were born. You are not just a person. You are a scroll, a living message, a divine strategy written by God's own hand and released into time for such a moment as this. That's why hell had to fight you. That's why the betrayal cut so deep. That's why the isolation felt unbearable. Because your presence is a problem to darkness and a solution to generations. Let the truth ring in your spirit. This moment is not just about healing from what hurt you. This is about stepping into what's been calling you. The battles weren't random. They were recognition. You were targeted not because you were weak, but because you were waking up. The warfare didn't increase because you were falling. It increased because you were rising. Archangel Michael is not just defending you. He is announcing you. He is releasing this prophetic word so that your ears may finally hear what your spirit has always known. You are marked. You are chosen. You are called. Your name is known in heaven. And your steps are not just being watched. They are being ordered. The hand of God is resting heavily upon your life, and there is no demon, no delay, no distraction that can cancel what heaven has ordained. This is the season of exposure, but not just the exposure of enemies. It is the exposure of destiny, the revealing of divine identity. What was hidden in the shadows is about to be called into the spotlight. Heaven is calling your name. And when God speaks your name in the courts of heaven, earth must respond. Promotion must follow. Provision must locate you. Doors must open. People must recognize what God already confirmed. You are not a mistake. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. You are being aligned. The discomfort, the disruption, the delay, all of it was divine training for where you're about to go. Your suffering was not wasted. Your silence was not ignored. Your prayers were not empty. They were building a foundation that only heaven could see. And now, the prophecy is breaking open. The blessings are being dispatched. The positioning is being finalized. And the people who counted you out are about to watch God count you in, publicly. So lift your head. Straighten your spine. Fix your eyes forward. The pain prepared the platform. The fire forged the gold. And now, the oil flows. Type "Heaven knows my name" in the comments if this prophecy was confirmation for you. Blessing Code 2020 is now releasing promotion and alignment into your timeline. If this prophetic word has ignited something deep within you, if your heart is burning with clarity, and you know God is speaking directly to your situation, don't just receive it, respond to it. This is your chance to partner with heaven in the same flow that just ministered to your spirit. When you sow into this word, through a YouTube Super Thanks, membership, or a PayPal seed, you're not funding content, you're fueling the fire of divine encounters across the earth. God says in Isaiah 55:11, "My word shall not return void, but it shall accomplish that which I please." Your giving is not an expense, it's a prophetic act. It's a sign that you heard the call and chose to align. And when you support this mission, you're not just blessing this platform, you're positioning yourself to be blessed. The PayPal link is in the video description. Step into it. Don't hesitate. Obedience breaks cycles and releases supernatural results. Type I am sewing in alignment if this moment is your divine yes. Blessing code 5555 is now being released over your giving. Heaven has confirmed your name. Now it's your turn to confirm your agreement. This moment is not about waiting. It's about activation. What's been sleeping inside of you is now being stirred by the voice of destiny. And your response will determine your release. There are seasons for healing. There are seasons for hiding. But this is not one of them. This is your season to speak, to rise, to move. The scrolls of heaven have already recorded your purpose. Now you must step into it boldly. You've survived enough. You've cried enough. You've questioned enough. Heaven has watched you remain faithful through affliction, obedient through obscurity, and humble in the fire. Now it's time to declare who you are, not based on what you've been through, but based on what you were born to do. Listen carefully. This is not the time to shrink. This is not the hour to second-guess your voice or hide your calling under the weight of insecurity. This is the moment where heaven is looking for your yes. Not your maybe, not your hesitation, but your full, unwavering, spirit-led yes. Because when you speak what heaven has spoken, you trigger movement in the earth. When you open your mouth with authority, doors respond. When you affirm your destiny, angels are dispatched to accelerate your steps. Some of you have been bound not by demons, but by doubt. Not by curses, but by confusion. You've been holding your breath in the spirit, waiting for someone to give you permission to rise. But the one who formed you already gave it. The voice of the Lord is declaring even now, "To whom shall I send? You will go for us." And your soul must answer, "Here I am, Lord. Send me." You've waited long enough. You've deferred your destiny to the fears of others, to the insecurities of the past, to the shame that once tried to silence you. But those chains are broken. That identity has expired. You are not who you used to be. You are who God is always seeing. And today, the heavens are looking to see if you will finally speak what's been written over you since before time began. Heaven is waiting for your yes. Not just a whispered yes in your head, but a bold, verbal, prophetic declaration that says, "I accept the assignment. I choose the mantle. I embrace the fire. I will go where you send me." Because when you say yes, you're not just agreeing with a word, you're aligning with a kingdom. You're activating divine blueprints. You're breaking generational delays. You're unlocking the gates of favor and access and visibility that have been waiting for your obedience. This is not motivational fluff. This is destiny at the door, and you must decide whether to open it. You must choose to stop rehearsing your brokenness and start releasing your boldness. You must stop asking, "What if I fail?" and start declaring, "What if I fly?" Archangel Michael is shouting this message not just to comfort, but to commission. You've been prepared. You've been refined. You've been hidden. And now comes the moment of movement. This is the crossing over. This is the activation of the real you, the bold you, the anointed you, the appointed you. No more delay. No more doubting. No more drifting in uncertainty. Your yes in the Spirit is echoing in the atmosphere, and the heavens are responding. Type yes, Lord. I am ready in the comments if your destiny is calling and you're answering now. Blessing code 3030 is opening gates of favor, visibility, and divine instruction over you. There is more happening around you than your eyes can see. There is more being spoken over you than your ears can hear. Right now, even in this moment, a divine exchange is taking place in the spirit realm. And though your world may look the same on the outside, heaven is making moves that will soon transform everything. Your spirit has felt it, hasn't it? That unshakable tug. That restlessness in the night. A deep awareness that something is shifting but you can't explain it. You're not imagining that. That's your soul picking up on what your natural mind has not yet caught up with. It's the frequency of divine motion. The vibration of holy negotiations happening on your behalf. Right now, things are being traded. Things are being restored. Things are being repositioned. And you are at the center of this sacred transaction. You've lost things. Pieces of yourself. Years. Confidence. Relationship. Opportunities. And the enemy would love for you to believe that what was taken is forever gone. But God does not deal in losses. He deals in restoration and recompense. And what was stolen from you is being returned. Not in part, but in full. Not in fragments, but in multiplied form. The years that were consumed by confusion are being redeemed. The energy you spent in battles that weren't yours is being replenished. The doors that were slammed in your face are being reopened, but this time with divine endorsement. You don't need to see it to believe it. Because right now, your obedience is speaking louder than your presence. Your surrender is echoing through the heavens. Your silence in the face of warfare has triggered acceleration. While others fight in the flesh, you have chosen alignment. And that alignment has authorized angels to make movements for you behind the veil. There is a transfer happening. A divine handoff. Where you once held disappointment, now favor is being placed. Where you once carried shame, now glory is being exchanged. Where you once operated under restriction, now keys are being released. And it's all happening in the silence. Quietly. Powerfully. Supernaturally. You don't need to fight for what's already been decided. You don't need to strive for what has already been secured. The documents are being stamped in heaven. The seals are being broken. The release is being signed. And all the enemy can do is watch, paralyzed, as you rise into the very thing he tried to delay. You are not late. You are not disqualified. You are not invisible. You are hidden on purpose until now. Heaven hid you to protect what was being built in you. And now that it's ready, the unveiling is being scheduled in the spirit. Your name is being whispered in rooms you haven't entered. Your presence is being announced in realms you haven't even touched. And the next time you walk into certain places, the atmosphere will shift, not because you're loud, but because you've been marked. This is a silent exchange, yes, but the effects will be loud. The favor will be loud. The transformation will be loud. And those who once dismissed you will have no choice but to witness what obedience births. So hold your posture. Stay aligned. Keep praying in the Spirit. Because this isn't just a breakthrough. It's a holy transaction. And when it fully manifests, it will be undeniable that God was working the whole time. Type "I receive the exchange" in the comments if you can sense the transaction in your spirit. Blessing code 4141 is sealing the transfer over your life right now. Heaven has seen it all. The injustice. The betrayal. The silence you kept when you could have exposed. the honor you maintained while being dishonored, the tears you cried in secret while pretending to be strong in public. And now, divine justice is moving swiftly. You won't have to lift a finger, because heaven is lifting the scales. There is a sacred law that governs the realm of the Spirit. God does not forget. He does not overlook the affliction of the righteous. He does not ignore the cries of the chosen. And he does not allow injustice to continue unchecked. What was done to you in secret is about to be judged in public. What they thought they got away with is now echoing before the throne. And Archangel Michael has stepped forward, not just to protect, but to proclaim, justice is coming. Not man's version of justice, not revenge, not petty payback, but divine reversal, a righteous reckoning, an orchestrated turning of the tide that only heaven can execute. The very ones who mocked you are about to watch God favor you. The ones who left you out are about to see God lift you up. Those who sowed dishonor are about to reap exposure, not by your hands, but by God's own decree. You see, while they were plotting, heaven was positioning. While they were tearing your name down, God was writing it in the books of favor. While they were weaponizing lies, God was aligning truth. And now, the scales are tipping. The weight of your obedience is outweighing the attacks. The consistency of your faith is canceling their curses. The purity of your heart is undoing the evil spoken against you. Let this be known. Every tongue that rose against you is being silenced. Every snare they laid is being reversed. Every delay caused by manipulation is being unraveled. The lies are unraveling. The slander is collapsing. The masks are falling. And divine justice is standing tall, not just in your defense, but as your vindicator. This is not about vindication for ego. This is vindication for alignment. This is the kind of justice that doesn't just expose the wrong, it rewards the righteous. This is the type of reversal that doesn't just set the record straight, it writes the ending in your favor. God is not just responding to what they did. He is honoring how you didn't respond. Your silence was loud in heaven. Your restraint was seen as worship. And now, the reward is being released. Everything that was stolen, time, peace, opportunity, reputation, is now being restored. The weapon may have been formed, but it didn't prosper. And now the weapon will return to its maker. This is divine reversal. The tables are not just turning, they are flipping in your favor. God is turning mourning into dancing, pain into power, and rejection into recognition. You don't have to chase anything. It's all coming to you. This is the hour where those who sowed in silence will reap in glory, where those who endured without recognition will be publicly crowned, where heaven's justice prevails over human judgment. And you, child of God, are about to walk into recompense like a flood. So don't waste your breath explaining. Don't defend. Don't retaliate. Stand in stillness, clothed in righteousness. Because the God who saw you suffer in silence is now declaring you victorious in the Spirit. Justice is not coming. It has already begun. Type divine justice is mine in the comments if you know this reversal was written in heaven. Blessing code 7272 is commanding your vindication in this very hour. The shout has gone forth. The voice of Archangel Michael has thundered through this message. And heaven has declared its verdict. You are chosen, you are covered, and you are ready. Now the rest is up to you. Take this final breath in the spirit and hear it clearly. You didn't stumble here. You were summoned. You didn't hear this by accident. You were handpicked to receive this moment. The realm of heaven knew your exact location and time, knew the weight you were carrying, knew the warfare you were facing. And still, it came after you. Still, the voice of the angelic realm broke through the noise of your day to remind you of what's written over your name. You are sealed. Sealed by the Spirit. Protected by the Word. Marked by fire. There is a spiritual code on your life now, a divine fingerprint that hell can no longer counterfeit. Your mind is no longer wandering. Your heart is no longer faint. Your future is no longer unclear. Because what heaven starts, heaven finishes, and heaven has started something in you today that cannot be undone. You are seen. Even when people overlooked you, God was recording every tear, every moment you gave and got nothing back, every conversation you kept silent in, every time you walked away instead of fighting back. Every piece of your journey hath been watched, weighed, and woven into your purpose. You were not invisible. You were being preserved for such a time as this. You were sent, not to beg for space, but to take dominion. Not to impress man, but to release heaven. You are not just stepping into favor, you are carrying fire. And that fire will make room for you. That anointing will draw what belongs to you. And that power will part waters where others drown. Archangel Michael is not whispering anymore. His sword is raised. His voice has echoed. The warning has been given. The word has been spoken. The release hath been activated. So now, you must rise. Not tomorrow. Now. Not when you feel more ready. Now. Not when they approve. Now. This is the moment you choose obedience over fear. Identity over insecurity. Assignment over approval. You've heard the sound. You felt the stirring. And now it's time to step out in full confidence that heaven has gone before you. Let this final blessing wrap around your soul like armor. May clarity flood your mind. May boldness saturate your voice. May angels surround your steps. May doors open at your presence. May every curse be reversed. And may the shout of heaven echo over your life for the rest of your days. You are sealed. You are seen. You are sent. Now walk like it. Speak like it. Live like it. The gift is in your hands. Don't you dare scroll past it. Type "I receive the gift" in the comments if you know this was your divine moment. Blessing code 9999 is now sealing this word over your destiny. If this word ignited something eternal in you, if you know deep in your spirit that heaven just touched your life, don't let this moment pass without planting back into it. This is more than a video. It is a divine movement, and your support turns this message into a mission that reaches souls on the edge of giving up. When you give, whether through YouTube Super Thanks, membership, or through the PayPal link in the description, you're fueling the very fire that just reignited your own. God promised in 2 Corinthians 9:10 that He supplies seed to the sower and bread for food, and will also increase your store of seed and enlarge the harvest of your righteousness. When you sow into this word, you're not just releasing finances, you're activating supernatural harvest. You're saying, "I believe in what God is doing here, and I choose to multiply it." This is not about helping a channel. This is about partnering with heaven. It's a divine exchange. and the altar you sow into becomes the altar that fights for you. Give now. Move prophetically. Declare your seed. And type "I'm sowing in faith" in the comments. Blessing code 1212 is releasing double portion favor over your obedience.